Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. My voice is audible, no? Audible and clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we'll wait for another 1 minute, then we'll start. Say in message also in WhatsApp we have sent names, especially names of those students who for whom this extra class has been organized. Abhinav, Aravind, Tanzila, Steve, Ashish, Ujjwala, Mohammed, Hemant, and Pratibha. So these are especially names of students who have to join compulsory these extra classes. Okay, so let's start. So in our previous session, we have seen this now types of polynomials based on degree. Degree is one. What is degree? Degree means maximum power of x. Degree was maximum power of x. So degree one, that means linear polynomial. Degree two, that is quadratic polynomial. Degree three means power of x, maximum power of x 3, that means cubic polynomial. And degree four, biquadratic polynomial. Correct. Now we'll see one more important concept today, that is the zeros of a polynomial. Then we'll see the exercise question. See, we have polynomial chapter, and today we'll see one important topic, that is zeros. In our first session, we have seen the types of polynomials based on based on number of terms, that is monomial one term, binomial means two terms, polynomial having two terms, trinomial three terms. Then more than three terms you can say as simply as polynomial. So you can, anyone has now in this first session, then they can go through recordings and PDF of classwork. Second, in our yesterday's session, we have seen types of polynomial based on degree: 1, 2, 3, 4, linear, quadratic, cubic, and then biquadratic. Today we'll see zeros of a polynomial. See what we mean by zeros of a polynomial. Suppose, let me start with taking some small example. Suppose this is polynomial px. Px means polynomial in terms of x. In terms of x, this equation will have in x values. So this is the polynomial, and let this equation be x square minus 3x plus 2. Let us suppose, let this be example. Suppose we take x value 1. Suppose we take x value 1, put x value 1 on both sides. So we assume this x value 1. So this 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus 2. What will be the value? 1 square is 1 minus 3 plus 2. That will be 0. Correct. That means one value, if you take x equal to 1, then our result is 0. Let us take one other value, that is x. Let us take 2. So 2 will put in both sides, 2 square minus 3 into 2 plus 2. Again we'll solve. So 2 square is 4 minus 3 to the 6, 3 to the 6 plus 2, 0. So again we are getting 0. That means when we will take x value 1 or 2, px is 0. So 1 and 2 will be zeros of a given polynomial. Hence we can say x equal to 1 and x equal to 2 are the zeros of the polynomial of the given polynomial, that is we can say px. See, so we can say zeros are basically x values only. Zeros are nothing but x values only, for which x values, for which px is 0, for which px means polynomial value is 0, for which px is 0, that means polynomial value is 0. So this was, we can say, reverse method. We have assumed these values and we got this 0, means px value 0. So that means x equal to 1 and x equal to 2 are the zeros of given polynomial. Suppose here we know, because we know we can find also what will be zeros. Suppose for this question only, x equal to x square minus 3x plus 2. Suppose in question they ask what will be zeros value. So zeros will be, we can take zeros are the values of x for which px is 0, or we can say for which polynomial value is 0. So we'll put px equal to 0. So this equation becomes 0 equal to x square minus 3x. Just normally observe and try to understand. So this will be 0. Now we can use splitting middle term to simplify this equation. So 3x minus 3x. So minus 3x by addition or subtraction, and by multiplication we should get 2x square, 2x square. So minus 2x minus x we can have minus 2x minus x will be minus 3x. You know this splitting the middle term process. And minus 2x into, suppose if you do minus x, so this will be 2x square. So both criteria is satisfied. So we write x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 equal to 0. So first two terms we can take x common, x minus 2. Then we can take from these two terms we can take minus 1 common. You know the process. This will, once again this will repeat, x minus 2. Then only our process is correct, 0. X minus 2 0, correct. Now we can take x minus 2 common from here and here. So this will be x minus 1 will be the remaining value. At the center we have multiplication. So we can say x minus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. You know the process, because you know the basic concept that since we know that a into b, two values are 0, that means a equal to 0 or we can say b equal to 0. This is the our understanding. That's why x minus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. So x equal to 2 or x equal to 1. So two values are, we got two values of x, 2 and 1. One more thing here, degree of polynomial was 2 because power of x is 2, degree is 2. So we have two zeros or two roots we can say. One zero is x equal to 1 0 values x equal to 1. Zeros are basically x values only for which px is 0, or we can say for which polynomial values is 0. That is one understanding. Second thing, see, by the equation also we can know the zeros value. Here in this equation degree was 2, so 2 zeros. Suppose I have having one this is polynomial px x minus 2 simply. This is the polynomial. So what is degree of this polynomial? 1, because maximum power of x is 1. That means degree is 1. So we can say degree 1. So how many zeros it will have? Anyone? How many zeros it will have? 1 zeros. 1 0 only, because 1 0 only because degree is 1. And how we can obtain the zero value? By taking or by assuming px value 0. So that is basically definition of polynomial zeros of x. So zeros of x are x values only for which px is 0. So we can put this px 0 equal to x minus 2. So this implies x equal to 2. Correct. So this is the one value of x, that is 1 0 of px. 1 0 of px means x value 2, because if you take x value 2, then this will be 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. One thing. Second most important point is we can assume px as y, means polynomial value. Px is, we can say, value of polynomial. We can assume this as y, and we have this equation y equal to x minus 1. We have this equation of a straight line because degree is 1. We know that this will be a straight line. So px is value of polynomial. We can assume this as y. Y is equal to x minus 1. So this one will go in this left hand side. So 1 will be equal to x, or we can leave as it is, not an issue, no problem. We will try to plot this graph by taking x and y values, plotting the graph, because x power is 1, y power is also 1. So 1 means linear polynomial, and graph will be a straight line. Graph will be a straight line. We'll take x and y values. Two values are sufficient, two values of x and y to get a straight line. Suppose if we take x value first, we can take 0. So x, if you take here 0, y, what will be y? 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1, minus 1. 0 minus 1 is minus 1. And if you take x value 1, this will be 0. You can take x first value x as 0, y will be 0 minus 1 minus 1. Second one, you can take x 1, 1 minus 0, 1 minus 1, actually 0. Now we can draw this graph. So this will come like this. By graph also we can know zeros value. Just we are plotting for that only. So we can take equal gap 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, sufficient. We can take one more value because the negative values I want to avoid. So we can take one value, one more, x2, y1. X, if you put here 2, so y will be 1. So we'll plot these two values. Two values are also sufficient to this now make one graph. First we'll put 1, 0. We will plot 1, 0 on the graph paper. x1, y0, x1, y0, x1, y0. This is the point. Second point is x2, y1, x2, then y1, x2, then y1. We know the how to plot the graph, or how to plot on this now any point on the xy coordinate. So let this point be, first point be a 1, 0. Let we write a here and b here. They will be 2, 1. We'll join these 2 points and we'll extend. We'll join these 2 points and extend on both sides because we have the line. A line will have this no end point, no end, basically no ending. So we can extend in both the directions to get a proper, you can say, line. So correct, almost this one. This will be line, L4 line. Right. So one important this now important graph, from the graph only we can know zeros value. So from the graph only we can know zeros value. So say 0 value was for this one, for this graph we are plotting, not this one. For this graph, 0 will be, say, if you want to find zeros by normal solving the equation. So let me solve. For p, y was px, px is y, same thing, equal to x minus 1. We want to find the zeros value. So 0 will be, all we can find when we put px 0. So 0 will be, px 0 means y also 0 because px was y, x minus 1. So x will be equal to 1. So zeros value will be 1 and that value is x value only and x equal to 1. Because degree is 1, that means 1, 0. And from the graph also now we can find this point, here it is. From the graph only also we can find the point 1, 0, right? This is the 0 value. And also one more important information we get from the graph, that now this line will cut x-axis at only one point. This line will cut this x-axis at only one point, 1, 0. And this point 1, 0 will be means x value, y0, and x value will give the this now zeros value. So 0 will be 1 because this graph will cut at only one point and value of that 0 is x equal to 1. From the graph also we can understand, we can find. Suppose similarly if I ask you that see graph is tightly graph is given, suppose this one, like this graph is given in the textbook, the number of questions are there. So from the graph only we can know 2 zeros will be there, this point and this point. In question they ask how many zeros, so 2 zeros, because we have this graph is cutting x-axis at 2 distinct point, so 2 zeros, correct? So 2 zeros. So we understood this concept. And last one more case we can have. Suppose we have this type of graph and you have to tell how many zeros are there. How many zeros? Please reply in chat or you can directly speak. How many zeros? XY. Five. Pratibha is saying 5. Akhil 5. Raman 5. Good. So every time you have to just see how many times it is cutting x. 5 zeros. Good, Steve. So all of are having right answer. So every time we have to see how many zeros are this now are there in the graph. How many zeros are there in the graph? So every time we have to see how many zeros are basically present in the graph. So total zeros will be, we can say 5. Let me check, because we have this cutting, the graph is cutting this x-axis at these points. Let me mark these points: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we can say 5 zeros. So just we have to see the graph, observe the graph, and how many points it is cutting the x-axis. Just we have to this add those points, and those points will be total zeros value. Good. Now we'll see, based on our understanding, we'll see questions from our textbook. So this is the textbook, and here we have zeros. They have explained a bit, and then we have geometrical meaning. Geometrical means by geometry or by graph. We have 1 0, and this 0 will be 1 0, and 0 will be at this point. See, 0 will be at this point, because this is the point where this graph is, we can say, meeting this x-axis, correct? So 1 0, and 0 value is x equal to, always 0 value is x value only, x equal to -3/2, and number of zeros will be 1. So number of zeros will be 1, correct? Now next graph. Suppose we have one parabola here. You can see from the graph that we have one big parabola, and here how many zeros? 1 second. How many zeros? 2, because 2 points it is cutting x-axis. Always see x-axis. Always see x-axis, not y-axis. Always see x-axis, because see, we know px is the polynomial. Some equation will be given, and px is 0, and px was nothing but y. Y0. Px was nothing but y. Y0. Y0 is only at x-axis. Y is 0 only at x-axis. Y is 0 only at x-axis. So that's why we focus on the this graph that is this cutting x-axis. That point only will give us zeros value. So zeros are basically 2 zeros, and graph will be parabolic graph. Graph is parabola, and so 2 zeros. And also we know this parabola general equation we know, that is ax square plus bx plus c, a not equal to 0. In our regular classes we have seen this is the general, or we can say standard equation of the parabola. Ax square plus bx plus c, a not equal to 0. So degree 2, because maximum power of x is 2. Suppose we have equation like simple straight line equation. This is for straight line equation. Again, a not equal to 0. So degree 1, because power of x is 1. So degree 1 means linear graph. Here degree 2, that means we can say this is the quadratic polynomial, correct? And this will be linear polynomial, because degree is 1, correct? Polynomial, linear polynomial. What will be the equation of standard equation of cubic polynomial? Cubic polynomial will be like this. It will have this now x cube also. So px will be a cubic polynomial. So standard equation we can write as a x cube, then decreasing power of x, b is constant, bx square, then c, one more decreasing power of x plus d. So again condition is a not equal to, a should not be equal to 0. Because if we take a 0, this whole term will be 0, first term. So we'll avoid that thing, because equation will become degree 2 and then quadratic equation. So x power 3, so we can call this as cubic polynomial. Correct? Cubic polynomial. So for cubic polynomial, degree is 3, so 3 zeros. Degree is 3 to 3 zeros. So this graph will cut at 3 points. And 1 second. And here we have quadratic polynomial degree 2, so 2 zeros. So graph will cut at 2 points, or 2 solutions we can say, or 2 zeros. Here we have linear means degree 1, so we can say 1 0. So from the question also we can understand, we can know how many zeros it will have. So how many zeros in these two cases? Please quickly reply your answer for both the cases. How many zeros? 2. Right. 2 zeros. Would Akhil, Pratibha, both are correct. Both of you are correct. Because 1 point here, other point here. If we have a given point, then we can write x values also. But here, when we have to find, we have to tell the values of zeros. So 2 zeros. Here also 2 zeros. Correct. Good. Now we have right. Everyone having right answer. Hemant also, Chanchal. Correct. Please try to respond in answers, because then only it will be from my side also. I will know everyone is having understanding. Say next one. How many zeros for this two equations? 1 or 2? 1. Chanchal saying 1. See, so number of zeros. See, number of zeros will be 1 because it will having an intersection or cutting or meeting x-axis at only 1 point. So number of zeros will be 1 0, 1 0, and 1 0 here. Zeros value will be some x value of, suppose x value here is almost 1 point, almost 1 point. Is not 6. We can see x value is here 1.8 like this. So no need to write x value, just we have to write 0 value. One more important question here, one more important thing here. Steve also correct 1 0. So one more important thing, graph is actually parabolic. So by the nature of graph, we can understand graph is parabolic, not straight line, not cubic. This type of graphs are called as parabola. And equation will be, standard equation will be px is for polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square plus bx plus c. A not equal to 0 is our standard condition. So we can say degree is 2. Degree is 2. So this means 2 zeros. 2 zeros should come, but 2 zeros means this graph of this parabolic curve, or we can say parabola or quadratic equation should cut or meet the x-axis at 2 points. But here we can see only 1 point. So what we should conclude, that both the zeros will have same value. That is x1 means first 0, 1.6, x2 also 1.6, or we can say alpha is the one root, alpha 1.6, beta is also 1.6. No, the two roots are there. For this equation, solving this equation by quadratic method or splitting meantime, 2 zeros will have alpha and beta. So both are having equal values. Here also alpha is equal to beta is equal to 1.8. That is our understanding. But zeros are basically different values of x. Zeros are, see, alpha beta are x values only. So we can write x equal to 1, x with the first value x 1.8, x2 value 1.8, because graph is parabolic. In equation we can see we have x square. So 2 zeros will come, but both the zeros have same value. And 2 roots we can say, 2 roots or 2 solutions, but both have same value. And in zeros we take different values. So only one value we can say, because in zeros we count different values. So no different values there. That's why we can say only 1 0. Right. So for these two questions, please reply your answers. How many zeros for both the cases? Zero. Pratibha saying 0. Hemant saying 0. What about others? Mohammed saying 0. Okay. Okay, 0. Good. Steve, your answer. And who is remaining? Rashul, why are you not replying? Rashul. Then Chanchal, Steve, okay, 0. Good. Rashul, please reply your answer. So, right, means 0 means correct, because it is not cutting x-axis. Y-axis we have to see every time x-axis. So x-axis is not cutting. That means 0 zeros. Or here also 0 zeros. Although the graph is quadratic, or we can say nature is parabola, this type of graph is called as parabola, degree 2, but no 0 means we cannot take any value of x for which px is 0, because zeros are always values of x for which px is 0. Px means y. Px is 0 means y 0. So y is never 0 here. Y is this much. 2, 3 some value. Y is never 0 here. So always you have to say where graph is meeting, cutting or intersecting x-axis. That is zeros value. So here both are having zeros. Means no zeros. Because no zeros, or we can say no solution. No zero, correct. Means this is parabola equation, or we can say quadratic standard equation of degree 2 quadratic polynomial. And no zero means no value of x we can take for which this px. See, this is px is the quadratic polynomial x square plus bx plus c. This is our standard equation a not equal to 0. So say no zero means no value of x we can take so that px is 0. No value of x we don't know any value of x. Any value means no real values of x. No real values of x. No values of x means no real values of x. Real means real number. Real number are basically varies from minus infinity to infinity. We know any number what we think rational, irrational, integer, fraction, decimal, whole number, natural, all are real numbers. So no real number or no real values or no real number of x exists for which px is 0. Correct. These are basic understanding of no zeros, no zero of this given polynomial in our previous case. What will be the number of zeros for this one, for this graph? Okay, good, Chanchal. For this one, please reply. How many zeros? How many zeros for this graph? First, please reply. Hemant 3. Hemant Rashul 3. Okay, good. Akhil 3, Steve 3. Everyone having 3 answer. Good. And no one having other answer than 3. Then right, correct. Because this graph is meeting or cutting or intersecting this axis 3 points. These are the points. That means graph is cubic graph, and many things will obtain from the graph. Degree will be 3 because we have 3 zeros, and we can take zeros value at first value is x1, so minus 2, x value only we have to write, then x2 0 and x3 at 2. Right, these are the zeros value for which px is 0. Px means y, and for cubic polynomial standard equation is a x cube. We'll start with x cube plus b x square plus cx plus d. Same condition a not equal to 0. So 3 zeros will get, means 3 roots, basically 3 roots or 3 zeros, because degree is 3, maximum power of x is 3. Correct. So these are the 3 zeros, and values of zeros are that minus 2 and 0 and 2. We can also write alpha, beta, gamma, because the roots are also written as alpha, beta, gamma. So alpha is minus 2, we can take, beta is 0, and gamma is 2. That is also fine for x1, x2, x3. Correct. Many things we got. And here we can easily notice that y value is 0. See, at x axis y 0, so y 0. At x, this origin will be 0, 0, so y will be 0. X is 0, but y is also 0. Here also y 0. So every time, that's why we select x axis points, because px is y. So at x axis only y is 0. At x axis only y value is 0. Correct. Now for these two questions, please reply your answers for these two graphs. How many zeros will we have in? Please respond quickly. Chanchal 2, okay. Pratibha 1, 2, okay. Chanchal is saying 2. Then Pratibha, Akhil 2, Hemant also 2, 2. Okay, good. Rashul 2 for both the cases. You can separate by comma, or 2 and 2, or 1 and 2. Both the answers you can write together. Anyone remaining? So Pratibha 1, 2, Hemant 2, 2, Rashul 2, Steve 2. Chanchal, what is your answer? 1, 2, Steve, okay. Rashul 2, 2, okay. Anyone remaining to respond? Akhil, please answer this question. So see, we can solve now. So this graph is meeting, or we can say cutting or meeting or intersecting axis at only one point. This is the only one point, no other point. So 1 0 1 0. Here we can see easily observe that this graph will be cutting or meeting x-axis at 2 points 1 and 2 1 and 2. So 2 0. From the graph only every time we have to write 1 0 and then 2 0. Correct. From the graph only we can write. So 1 and 2 are where the right answer. So quickly everyone will in comma you can write like 1 comma 0 1 comma 2. This both the all the answers you have to tell me all 6 questions in one line or 3 also you can reply. First 3 question please respond first 3 question and then remaining 3 question. So first 3 question please answer. First one, second one, third one. Likely you can write in comma also. First, second, third. Okay, 1 2 3. Everyone is doing 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 4. Okay. Okay. Chanchal, what is your answer? Rashul 1 2 3. Shiv also 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 1 1 4. See. Pratibha 1 2 3 1 1 4. Okay. Steve 1 1 4. So see, let me this time write the answer. So this graph is cutting axis 1 point here. So 1 0. Here this graph is cutting 2 points. Two distinct points we can say, or two separate points, two different points, 2 2 0. Here 1 2 3 3 0. Here x-axis, always focus on x-axis, not y-axis. So 1 0. Here 1 point, 1 intersecting point, 1 meeting point 1. Here 1 2 3 4. So 4 0. 1 2 1 1. So answer is 1 2 3 1 1 4. 1 2 3 1 1 4 is the right answer. Correct. So Chanchal answer is 1 2 3 and 1 1 4. From the graph you can easily notice 1 meeting point 1, then 2, then 3, then 1 1 and 4. Last one 4. Last one is 4, right? So most of you are having right answer. Same question for 2.1. Same question you can easily try as homework. Very easy. In 2 minutes you can solve. Now in next 2-3 minutes now, let me brush up with this the second exercise. Third exercise we have seen in our regular session, and fourth is optional. We have solved fourth exercise also in our regular class. So this is second exercise, relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. So for this we know already, but let me write once again. Px is a one polynomial. Px means polynomial in terms of x. Polynomial in terms of x. For quadratic polynomial, let me write x square plus bx plus c. This is the standard equation of any quadratic polynomial. So relationship between zeros and coefficients. So coefficients are x square coefficient will be a x coefficient. Coefficient is constant value that is attached to x to 1, and c is we can say constant value. So rule zeros are basically x values only. Zeros are solution points also, solution of that quadratic equation, or zeros value, or we can say roots also. So two roots we have because degree 2. So one root we can take alpha, other root beta. What is alpha plus beta? Minus b by a. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a, just for to remember. And what is alpha into beta? C by a. Alpha into beta will be C by a. Alpha into beta will be C by a. That formula we have to make a note of it. So these are the two formula: alpha plus beta minus b by a, alpha into beta c by a. Alpha plus beta we can say as sum of zeros or sum of roots. Zeros are roots values only, roots or zeros, same thing. And here are product of zeros. So let us solve one question. Example 2. Everyone will try this question and let me know the answer. So we have to verify. See, verify. See, we have to this one, right? Please try this question and let me know the zeros value. This is last question for today. See, find the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. This is quadratic polynomial because degree of x maximum degree is 2. So quadratic polynomial. So two zeros will be having. This equation will have two zeros. Two zeros means two roots or two solutions, and verify the relationship between zeros and the coefficient. So how we can find the zeros value? So simply now we can write this px as px is equal to x square plus 7x plus 10, x square plus 7x plus 10, and then we can assume this px as 0 because 0 we have the definition that zeros are x values for which px is 0. Zeros are x values for which px means polynomial value, this value is 0. So we got this equation 0 equal to x square plus 7x plus 10. One important thing also in last session I have told you that when we write px equal to x square plus 7x plus 10, and this is basically quadratic polynomial. In terms of px, then quadratic polynomial. When px becomes 0, the equation will become x square plus 7x plus 10. This will be quadratic equation, not quadratic polynomial. Quadratic, we can say equation, right? Here we got this quadratic equation, and we can solve this equation by quadratic formula or splitting the middle term. So Pratibha got the answer, and others can also try by splitting middle term or quadratic formula. So say 7x we have to obtain and 10x square in product. So 10x square by multiplying and 7x by addition or subtraction. To focus on 10x square. 10x square we can write 5x into 2x. What is the method of splitting middle term? Last two values 10 and x square we have to get by multiplying. 10x square we have to get by multiplying, and 7x by addition or subtraction or both mixed addition and subtraction. Right, so 5 and 2 will serve the purpose. 0 is equal to x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 10. From these two values we can take x common. So this will be x plus 5, and from these two values we can take 2 common. Again this value x plus 5 will come here, and it should come, and then we can this now. Right, we can take x plus 5 common. So this will be x plus 2. From here, this x will come 2. Now both are equal to 0. So one value is minus 5, other value is minus 2. Minus 5 and minus 2. Correct. These are the two zeros. Now we have to verify. Verify means basically x values are alpha beta only. So alpha plus beta will be, one is alpha minus 5, one is beta minus 2. That is minus 7. It should be equal to minus b by a. Minus b by a. So what is b value? If we match with the standard equation, b will be, this will be b, 1 will be a is 1, and c will be 10. So minus b by a will be minus 7 by 1, that is minus 7. That is correct. That means verified. And alpha into beta is basically 10 because alpha is minus 5, beta is minus 2, 10, minus 1 plus, and that is equal to c by a. C by a. So C is basically 10. C is 10, 10 by a. So that is 10 by a. A is 1, 10 matching value. That is verified. Hence we can write verified. Verified means both zeros and coefficients are verified. Verifying means basically we have to check the formula. If alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, it's coming, then it's verified. And alpha beta should equal to c by a, then it is verified. Got it? So if anyone having doubt, they can ask, otherwise others can end the session. Fine. Anyone having any doubt?
No, sir.
No question. Okay, good.